This regular city council meeting of April 22nd, 2013 to order. And we would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I think it has special meaning for us again. Roll call shows all are present, including department heads. Approval of the agenda. Any additions or deletions? Mr. Murphy.
There's not, well, you tell me. I think we need to talk about setting a budget meeting, and then also the second meeting we need to probably change or forgo it. Should that go on the agenda, or should we just talk about that at manager's report or whatever?
I think we can just make it 8 and just a discussion thing.
Okay.
Move the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Further discussion? There's a total of 8 items on the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Review the minutes of April 8th.
I'll move them.
I'll support him.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
Oh, that's mine.
sorry.
Stop it. I'm whopping.
Kids.
I'm whopping into his area.
I don't know. Like, acting like brothers and sisters down there, I guess.
I was laughing.
Public comment. At this time, if anybody wishes to speak on any item that is not on the agenda, you can do so by coming up to this microphone here. And state your name and address. Yeah, right here. Forgot to turn light on again.
Hello, my name's George Foman, live at 869 Huntington, South Lyon. Just wanted to talk for a minute or two about a concern I have. Been a South Lyon resident since 1997. One of the nicest things I think about South Lyon is the way that the walking trails and pathways have been developed in the area. It's very enjoyable to go right from our subdivision all the way out to Wixom or Kensington. Also really like seeing the development of the new pathway that goes to the library. But the concern I'm here to talk about today is the development or agricultural development, it looks like, that's going on in a volunteer park. Over the last few years, there's been some very nice natural walking trails that go through Volunteer Park. And it looks like now that there's the farmer, I think, that works on those fields has expanded the acreage that he is using, and basically about 75% of the natural areas that were walking trails have been plowed under. I also realize I probably should be talking with the Parks and Rec about what the plan is for that. And, I realize that there's a movement to put like a rec center in that area, which I think would be a nice idea. But I'd like to make sure that there's a balance kept between the natural areas and the development that's going on there. So, I have started like a Facebook page called Volunteer Park Nature Trails. And I'm trying to see if there's other people that are also interested in supporting a movement to try to keep some more of the natural areas in Volunteer Park. So if anybody's interested in discussing that further with me, the site on Facebook is called Volunteer Park Nature Trails, and I can also be reached at georgefoman@gmail.com. Thank you very much.
Thanks, George.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to old business, which we have none. New business, fair housing proclamation. L. Brooks Patterson sent this out for the Oakland County. Basically need a motion and a support to approve the resolution so proclaiming April as Fair Housing Month in the city of South Lyon in Oakland County, Michigan.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay, we can move on to number 2, citywide yard sale. That's been we've always teased each other about the fact that we put on this great yard sales and garage sales, and everybody shifts everything from one side of town to the other side of town. But it's always great. It's an opportunity for people to have their garage sales on the first weekend in May and not have to pay the fee, the $5 garage sale fee. So it's kind of a freebie for the community to go all out.
I move that we waive the garage sale permit fee for Friday, May 3rd, Saturday, May 4th, and Sunday, May 5th, 2013, for households who wish to participate in the citywide yard sale.
Excuse me, can you change that from fees to permits?
So changed.
Thank you.
I'll support.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Rock salt contract. I know Bob's been real happy with what's been going on, but I'll let you speak on it if you wish.
Thank you, Mayor. It's time to renew or look at rock salt purchasing for the 13-14 season. I'm just hoping we don't have to spread any more this season. We've been pretty lucky so far. For the last 3 or 4 years, we've been in what's called a consortium with Oakland County. And about the third page in, you can see there's approximately 19 communities within the county that is in this. This has been a real good thing for us because they advertise what the price is early. They've held it for 2 years in a row and now for the 3rd year in a row. And it lets us throw out a number what we need. What we have done is requested 900 tons. You can take as little as 70% of that, but you could also, if you have a real hard winter, take as much as 130% also. The number has been very favorable. It's given us a real easy budget item too that we can plan for the next fiscal year, okay? At the same time though, we had an opportunity, and we have in the past, to contract with MyDeal, which is a Michigan state bid program. And not saying it's bad, but the problem with it is you put in a bid now, they get all of their areas together or groups together, then they go out for bid, and you do not get a price for that till August or September at the earliest, okay? So what I would like to see the council do is exercise the right that we could go to our 3rd year, which is a carryover from the previous 2 years with the consortium, the Oakland County Consortium. And what we could do is purchase salt for the same price that we've had in the past. We could, once again, get 900 tons. And where we stand right now, we have 150 tons sitting in our pole barn right now, or salt bin right now, waiting for next fall or winter to begin.
Or
So-
next week.
That's very true. So it's been a very good thing, and the price has been very favorable. In fact, Glenn commented earlier, how does it compare with MyDeal? And for the last 2 years, it's beat MyDeal, and we don't know where the MyDeal bid is right now. So that's why I'd like to see the council agree to accepting the Oakland County bid on this.
To that comment, he was saying that the difference was like $1 a ton. Had it been $10 a ton, it might be something to give some consideration about rolling the dice on, but not for $1.
Somebody gonna make a
Yeah.
I
motion?
make a motion to recommend the approval of the extended contract with Oakland County and Detroit Salt Company.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Expanded mutual aid agreement.
Mr. Mayor and Council, this is a kind of finalized version that I've worked with the Lyon Township Fire Department on. We were hoping to automate the process through our dispatch centers, but we ran into some complications with them using Oakland County and us using Novi. So we have a workaround. It's just not quite as seamless as we would have liked. However, we do still feel that this is a good document going forward to to promote collaboration between the two departments. The final version's there. If the council approves tonight, it would go to Lyon Township at their May board meeting for approval, and then we'd look at implementing pretty much as soon as possible after that.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Tim, did you have an opportunity to look at this?
I have.
Any questions or problems or anything like that?
No, this is postured more as a memorandum of understanding. It does have a termination clause, which I thought was most important. The substance of this is largely operational. Mike and I talked at length today. I think this is something that may have to be worked out and tweaked, but the form of the agreement, I don't have a problem with. If it fails for any reason, you do have a right to terminate it. And it is not as formalized as an agreement. It's postured more as a memorandum of understanding, and it seems to have very specific purposes that dovetail with your existing mutual aid agreement.
Okay. Well, I'll make the motion then that we approve the memorandum of understanding with the Charter Township of Lyon to expand the current fire service mutual aid agreement.
I'll second.
Further discussion?
I think this is a logical extension of our existing arrangement, and, I mean, although there's probably marginal benefit as far as timing to get to someplace, that might be the difference between successfully putting a fire out or the medical aspect of any of these incidents that it might end up saving, so.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
East Lake Street Design Agreement. Mr. Murphy.
2 meetings ago, the council approved design and topographic services from HRC to do the project that at that time consisted of East Lake Street between the railroad tracks west to Pontiac Trail. In the meantime, I've gone to the Huron Valley Aid Committee and received more money or more funds so that we could take that project further west to Dixboro Road. So I asked HRC to give me a cost for the design topographic services for that portion, the original and the expanded. And that's what you have before you. I did put together at the last page a cost breakdown of what additional costs the city will have. And the upcharge is $67,595.66 to go from the east side of Pontiac Trail on East Lake Street to Dixboro, all the way west to Dixboro, which I think is a pretty good deal. I sent you out another piece of paper on your table this evening because I was $2 off on the cost to the city and $2,000.22 off on the upcharge, if you will. So I just wanted to make sure my math was correct.
Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead, Mike.
David, I know we approved 20,800 at the, I don't know if it was the last meeting or the meeting before that. Is the 53,300 in addition
No,
to
sir.
the 20, or that includes the 20 that we had?
That's for this project, yes, sir. So it's not in addition.
So if we approve this tonight, then are we also approving the whole contract with HRC or just the, I mean, quite frankly, I have some issues with like the resident representative fee of $22,000 and quality control at a fee of $22,000. I don't know if we can ask Jesse about those, but,
I can, and I can have him come to the next meeting. To your original question, you can structure it so that it's just for that design and topographic services and to the point of bidding it out. We can ask Jesse or a representative from HRC to come to the next meeting to explain the other charges, which are, the quality control just consists of testing the asphalt and and the matting when it goes down, the temperatures of that, and then also the resident representative is simply based on their estimate of the length of time it should take the contractor to do the work. So they're going to have different people out there during that time to oversee the project or the construction of the project.
Has there ever been an occasion when we've approved like a total amount based on a cost estimate and HRC has actually come in under that amount?
I believe there has, yes, sir, but I would have to check to give you
Good
specifics.
question, Mike.
Okay.
I did ask you this, but for public edification, can you explain why we wouldn't be using Oakland County's engineers on a county road like this?
I don't know that they would do it, to be honest with you, sir. I can ask them if they would be interested in doing it, or if they would do it, but I believe they just turn around and farm it out to HRC, OHM, or Wade Trim, one of the several engineering firms that they have.
So that sounds like a bidding thing. It sounds like something that maybe, could come in a little more affordable if they were to put it up for bid with engineers.
If that's what you want me to do, I can do it.
Well, that's just a thought. I don't know.
When there was RFPs being done and reviewed for this, was there a price schedule included in their RFP
A price schedule per
for their
person.
services?
Well, per person, we held them to Jesse's cost, Tim Kaniga's cost, so the project manager, the whatever Tim is, and then the principal, which would be Keith McCormick. So we had them hold their prices for the 3 or 5 year contract that we have with them. And those prices were very similar to the other engineers that we had. In fact, all of them came in very close. HRC was actually a little lower, very little lower. But the thing that put them over the top was their 16 years of experience here.
Thank you.
The resident engineer, every time you get to a larger funding source, and this has federal aid money in it, there's more restrictions on how a construction project has to be rolled out. So that validation is, I can't imagine us being able to get out from underneath that at all. So,
No, we have to have oversight on it.
right.
So we can approve the initial amount, but then we could have Jesse come in. The initial request is for the 53,000 to do the
Yes, sir.
preliminary.
Yes, sir, for the design, the topographic work, and to bid it out.
So we could approve the initial amount and then have Jesse come in to explain why should be entitled to 22,000 for somebody to watch the project. And
Sir,
then we can,
He can give you a much better explanation.
Yeah,
than I
that's what
can.
I'm saying.
not
No,
an
no,
employee of HRC, so.
right, no, but that 53 will get him going, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there a deadline when we have to,
We are on a very tight schedule. In fact, we have to have the GI, all of the MDOT specifications by, well, it was supposed to be September, and we got that moved back to November.
okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the amount of $53,300 for the East Lake Street railroad tracks to Dixboro project.
Oh, wait a
Can we-
second.
Can we put that caveat, though, that the remaining portion of that engineering fee would be subject to approval by the council at a,
Made a motion for the 53,000 that,
It has to come back.
it has to come back? Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just making
only-
sure, I don't want to
yeah.
approve this whole thing. Okay. All right.
Did you get a second? I'll second if there is none.
Further discussion? Okay, now you can if you want.
I'd request a roll call vote. Yes.
Kibble,
yes.
Aaron,
Yes.
Frenzy,
No.
Wallace,
No.
Waddell,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes,
Dixon.
No.
Okay, now we can move on to the next item. which is the budget amendments.
I have some budget amendments this evening for you. They are under the general fund, elections, miscellaneous, water and sewers, the sale of bonds. That would be the revenue coming in, and then the professional services, engineering, and contractual services, and those are all in relation to the DWRF project. The election stuff was for the McCotter election, which I'm sure everybody loves that. And the miscellaneous portion was the unused contributions for the ball fields for Junior League, which we refunded to them. That's on the back of your agenda note.
I wish we could refund more stuff like that.
Yeah,
Get someone else to pay for a big chunk of an
I
improvement.
wish we got refunded for McCotter's goof, but
That would have been worthwhile also.
Well, I'll move the 2012-13 budget amendments as presented.
I'll support.
Further discussion?
Question, please, Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead, Joe.
Can you go through a little more detail on the sale of bonds, what we were paying for exactly in that again?
well, that's the bonds that came in. That's the money we requested up to this point, which in turn was used to pay for the contractual services and the professional services. So when we sign for the bonds, we are taking it as we get billed. So we will get billed for it, we'll pay them, then we'll go to the state and ask for reimbursement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, anybody else? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Water rate adjustment.
This is, I'll take it, Bob. This is, it's time to start paying for the DWRF bonds. Well, it will be. So we need to put the rate increase into effect. I think it goes into effect June, we're asking for, so that we have the funds next year to begin paying back the principal and interest on the bonds that we borrowed, or funds that we borrowed through bonds. This equates to a 6% increase. We'll be doing this in 13, 14, and 15, and then in 16, the current bond issue that we're paying for comes off, and that should be enough to cover this. Now, I'd like to remind you that this is simply to pay for the bonds. This is not costs in to cover or help costs, help cover costs for any other increases that we see on a regular basis. This is just to pay off the bonds. So,
When's the next scheduled assessment for that, for the cost
well,
of
we do that,
operation?
we try and do that every year, and I think we're in pretty good shape right now. But, you know.
We keep going back and forth on that, though, you know.
I know.
Yeah,
I
Plant
know.
Moran comes in and they forecast some onerous cost, and we're all seeing on the chart 10 years out that we're still well in the black, you know, and they're saying, oh,
But
perils at the doorstep, so.
Within Plant Moran's budgeting, if you will, they were predicting we would use less water, and we've actually have been selling more water. So that
That's
kind of
helpful,
takes
yeah,
care of it,
right.
yes. And wages have stayed level and, you know, some things like that, so.
And in fact, Plant Moran goes out 20 years.
Right, but I mean, 10 years out, they're starting to say you need to be worried. You're only millions in the black.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Joe.
I do want to point out a few things that, I don't know if it was brought up in other council meetings, but if it was, I'll repeat. I have here an email from Mr. Murphy dated February 10th, 2012, just reminding us of the last fee schedules and the last increases. And just for the record, we received a water rate increase of 10% in 2007. Also, a 7% increase in 2009 and a 14% increase in 2010. On top of that, we also received wastewater increases of 10% in 2007, 12% in 2009, and 10% in 2010. With the other thing I want to point out is that with this schedule, I'm seeing in my packet here that it's estimated to be a $2.40 quarterly increase to a typical family of 4. Per quarter, obviously times 4 would be, my math is slow, but $960. And then for the next 4 years after that, it would be a cumulative increase. So as opposed to just breaking it down to the simplest factor of, let's say, a cup of coffee, after 4 years, it is a little bit higher. My figures are showing a little over $40 increase 4 years from now. So another thing I want to point out is that in 2007, our water rate increase, I'm showing here, when we had the 1.57, before it increased, that it was 141, and the proposal is to go up to 249 at the end of 2016. So to me, that's a pretty large increase, 141 to 249 in a matter of 9 years. And within that 9 years, I'm showing seven increases in 9 years of the water rates. So it's quite significant, I would say. So for that matter, originally I voted no against this project. We have too many people in our community that live off of a fixed income that $40 a year is a lot of money to them and when they're already paying their water bills and all the other utility bills. So for that reason, I'm not going to support this. And I'd like to add that in the future, if at all possible, we should minimize any further increases in water to our residents. Thank you.
I would like to say that when we were discussing all of this stuff, originally we had the benefit of some charts that demonstrated what our neighboring communities were paying as a water and sewer rate. And we always were substantially better off than any one of them. So stuff costs money. I mean, everything costs money. You don't get free water and sewer, sanitary, garbage removal, all of that stuff ends up costing money. And we still have a much more competitive price than anybody around us.
And I'm not trying to, I made this discussion towards the audience and the residents of South Lyon, and if you just look at the simple facts of 7 increases in 9 years and a water rate of 141 going up to 249, that's a little more than just a small increase.
I was trying to tell our residents that we're trying to protect them from as much as we can and still provide the services that they expect.
Okay, any other thoughts on this? Need a motion?
I make a motion that we support the increase of 6% for the water sewer, or the water services for 13 billings, bills that go out September 30th. Excuse me.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
No.
Okay, on to number 8, we added to the agenda, which was some couple dates of discussion.
Yes, sir. First of all, Memorial Day falls on our next, or on our second meeting in May, which would be May 27th, and I wondered if we couldn't move that to the following Tuesday, or whatever is convenient for the council. I think we will need to have that meeting simply to approve the budget, if nothing else.
The day following, the 28th?
The 28th?
That's what I was thinking, but
Okay.
whatever's convenient for all of you.
We could do it on full moon day, Saturday, the 25th.
No.
That might get a little weird.
I don't golf on Tuesday like he does.
I'm not saying anything.
Well, I can make myself available the 28th.
I'm good.
I'm good either 28th, 29th.
I'm good either that Tuesday or Wednesday.
So how about Tuesday? Does that work for everybody?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Is that your golf night, Mike?
Same time, same place?
Yes, ma'am. Then secondly, I would like to ask about a budget meeting. I have the budgets ready for you. I wanted to put them out on your places before, but I forgot. So I will get them for you as soon as the meeting's over. Please don't leave without them. I want to give you as much time to look at them as possible, but we are in a bit of a crunch. I've had some difficulty because of my computer crashing and a lack of treasurer clerk to help me, which Lisa will be helping me next year, but this year it's just been a little more difficult than usual. So I do apologize for that. But I know Mrs. Kupkowski is gone from the April 27th through, I think, May 7th. So perhaps we should have it after that.
Just as long as it's not another Tuesday.
Wednesday, the 8th? I just pitched
Works
it
for me.
out there.
June 8th?
I don't care.
June 8th or May?
Is that something to study on your trip?
No, that ain't gonna happen.
May,
May, it was using May.
that's what you said, wasn't it?
May 8th.
May 8th, yeah.
Yeah, the 8th.
Yeah, that's fine. What time?
Would you like to have it a little earlier, 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
And we'll do
Yes.
it out in the front room there like we have in the past? Okay. Apparently, Mr. Rizzi can't do that.
Well, no, I can be flexible,
Is 7 better?
no, it's 6, if we do 6:30, but I'm open.
Sure,
No,
whatever's
6:30.
good for you guys.
This is on the 8th, you said?
That's what the mayor threw out.
Works.
If you're the only one with something on the 28th, or on the 29th, I mean, I can move that other meeting to the 29th, too. The Memorial Day one.
I don't care.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
That's fine.
Right, so what time do we say on the 8th?
Joe, 6:30, is that
6:30?
better?
That's fine, that's fine with me. If 6 o'clock is all right as well.
It is?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay, he says 6 is fine.
Let's do 6.
Go 6?
Do 6, yeah.
It can run a little late, that's why I'd like, and all the department heads stay for that.
Pizza?
I can if you like.
Pizza.
Okay. So we have Tuesday, May 28th for the makeup meeting of Memorial Day, and May 8th at 6 o'clock with pizza for the budget meeting. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
That May 8th meeting is open to the public.
Yes, sir.
So we gotta post it.
And the 13th.
Be in
right?
cozier settings, but you are allowed in that room.
It's the 20th.
Rec Center. I know.
Okay, we all set on dates then?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now, we can go on to the manager's report.
Those were kind of my items. Again, please don't leave without letting me give you the budget. That's all I have, sir.
Okay, Bev?
I just wanted to say that I attended the Lansing Capital Conference, and it was a new experience for me, my first time, and it was interesting. And I attended a session on Michigan Vacant Property Campaign, which is a committee to help, like, foreclosures on, like, big things like strip malls and a lot of foreclosures on homes and property. But they also will help the smaller ones if they've exhausted all their other things. So it was interesting, so, thank you.
Okay, great. Mike?
Yes, I attended a Boy Scout banquet meeting yesterday, and during the presentation, there was an award given out for the Sue Evans Memorial Award that went to somebody in the room who I'm looking at right now, Mr. Martin, and I just want to again say congratulations on behalf of PAC 236 for receiving that award. They were very impressed with your tour of the wastewater treatment facility. And,
Wouldn't be.
and other than that, again, my monthly pitch for the rec center committee, our next meeting is actually May 20th, which is a great day. It's my birthday. So it's at 7 o'clock at City Hall. We are in the final stages of doing an RFP that we're going to be submitting to some architects to get a design, conceptual design. And the next big topic that we're discussing is the location of where it's going to be. So it's open to the public, and I hope you all can attend. Thank you.
That's at what time?
7 p.m. City Hall, yeah.
Okay, Harvey?
Bob, do we have to reinforce the wall of your office to hold all the awards and plaques that you have? Other than that,
Yes, you do.
put it in your budget. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Door opening wider too?
For that ad.
Yeah.
Might need a
Okay,
concession
Joe?
over there.
No comments, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Aaron?
I'm good, thank you.
Go ahead.
Just wanted to make sure that on that expanded mutual aid agreement that we get Lisa Deaton is her name. It's always been in all those documents Denton, so we should correct that.
All right. All right, I have a few things, as you know me. White Cane Week, believe it or not, it's already arriving. It seems like I just talked about the other day, and that's for the Lions Club, the Leader Dog Group. Unfortunately, Walmart doesn't allow us in front of there anymore, so we're a group that refuses to stand in the streets to take funds. We think it's irritating to the people that are stuck in line, and we don't want to irritate anybody. We want to help people. So actually, you'll find us either in front of Bush's or Kroger, and that's pretty much it as far as if you want to try to get your white cane and donate to the Leader Dog Group. We have purchased 22 pair of glasses for people in the immediate, or actually in the school district area, in the last year or so. I think that's, if we weren't doing what we do, we wouldn't have those out there. We do other things, of course. We have over 30 different places that we donate to. I also went to the MML, which is the Michigan Municipal League meetings in Lansing, and I was in the liquor department. And to find out about the licensing, and it's amazing how much more liberal they're getting at that. Don't be shocked if you see beer and wine in gas stations everywhere, among other things. It's the coming thing. State's doing everything they can to get that tax dollar. And I want to throw out a quick comment, rightfully so, to Mr. Did you say Hofman or Foreman? Foreman. This has been an ongoing project with Volunteer Park. We worked out a deal where the farmer clears out the brush and the trees and the stuff that would be very difficult to clear out down the road when we want to do projects in that area, because the community is going to grow, and it's a fire hazard the way it is. It's also easier to enforce, to watch out for illegal dumping and so forth if we're able to see into bigger areas of the park. Also, as you're concerned for the paths that are being swallowed up by the plowing, I understand that. Some new paths have been developed and some more new ones are coming. And plus, I don't know if you've been over there, you know we've connected to the new one that goes north and south also. There's another one going through that way. Again, it's something that we agreed to a few years ago, and it's been an ongoing thing. That originally there was 3 pastures in that area, and that's the areas that he's in, just the old pastures of the farm that we bought. And Harvey, I want to announce for you, if you aren't going to announce it, I think it's a really big deal. You raised 2 daughters, and now you have your first grandson. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
I really didn't do anything.
And I would like to call for an adjournment.
I'll move that we adjourn.
I'll support.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We so disconnected. 40-minute meeting.